Thank you very much. So you shall be able to see my screen. Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Kento. So indeed, I work at CEA. So CEA stands for Atomic Energy and Alternative Energies Commission. And that might seem surprising, but we are actually working on about health and many other topics. Actually, we're working about everything that is related to atomic energy. And so today I will focus on health, let's say major achievements we had at CEA, more specifically Fundamental Research Division. So some quick example on what we achieve at CEA. Apologies, I'm a little bit sick. So since the creation in 1945, we've been focused on human health, actually. So it's a long topic we've been working on. And so about major successes we had, so we had the first genetical therapy against Parkinson's disease, also the first genetical therapy against beta thalassemia, so a genetic blood disease. Also, we had the first French scanner at CEA, European test and screening, for mad cow prion-related disease. So you can see here. We had also developed the first fast test for Ebola disease screening. And a more recent project we have at CEA that shall be in production very soon is the MRI that you probably heard about. So that's the few of big achievements done at CEA on Earth topic. And so on Fundamental Research Division, actually, you have a long expertise in health and biology domain. So we've been working for a long time on human brain modeling. There's also a lot of work on radiochemistry, MRI, TEP, of course, multiomics analysis. We've been also working on drug design and analysis, and we will talk a little bit about this topic later. We are also working on gene and cell therapy, radiotherapy, as I mentioned, the fast test for disease. And we are also working on cancer detection. And all of this is done in order to have a personalized treatment for each patient, like accelerate the treatment and having something personalized to have a better treatment for each patient. And so basically at Fundamental Research Division, we have 455 researchers working on human health. So what I need to tell you is that at Fundamental Research Division is very large. So we're working not only about health, but also on astrophysics, fusion energy, climate, and many other laser. That's really a lot of topics. And what is nice is that biology and health basically benefits from the expertise we also develop in these other topics like material science, astrophysics, and climate. And maybe that's the strength of the DRF, the Fundamental Research Division. Sorry. So one first project I would like to to talk about is about the MRI reconstruction, so for human brain. And so basically what's happening in MRI image reconstruction, we have a lot of methods conducted on small data sets, and we have a lot of data for MRI. We have a lot of existing MRI coming from many vendors, many hospitals, and many different settings actually from scanners. So the data collection is quite difficult to manage, really expensive, and there's also difficulties to learn from this data because you have different settings, because it's different scanners, different vendors, different patient, different disease. So there's clearly a surge here in MRI image reconstruction methods, and we are using here machine learning. Clearly, machine learning is helping a lot for MRI reconstruction. Yeah, okay. And so what I was saying, strengths of Fundamental Research Division is that we have a project here which is called COSMIC. So COSMIC stands for Compressed Sensing for Magnetic Resonance Imaging and Cosmology. And this project is basically gathering a Neurospin team and IRFU team from CEA. So Neurospin is taking care of brain modeling, and IRFU is taking care of astrophysics research. And really, this is the strength of Fundamental Research Division, is that you can gather completely different teams and completely different topics on the same problem, and so develop a common solution. So both teams, brain and astrophysics, they are working on image acquisition speedup and reconstruction through compressed sensing. And so Cosmostat, which is the astrophysics team. So Cosmostat is bringing expertise on the reconstruction of images from large astrophysical surveys. And from the brain side, Neurospin is bringing knowledge on accelerating brain scanning acquisition and software engineering. And so astrophysics and brain imagery through MRI are clearly facing the same issues. So the issues are missing data and background noise, resulting in severely degraded image. So the team is using artificial intelligence method, so that can help solving astrophysics and brain problem altogether. And when coming to image reconstruction, the neural network methods must learn what's corrupted in the image itself and correct the missing data and the presence of artifacts, actually. So the Cosmostat Cosmic project, the Cosmic project is using convolutional neural network currently, because it's for that problem is the most promising method, and it makes it possible to recover images with a quality similar to those obtained from complete data sets by collecting only small data fraction. Also, CNN algorithm is able to reconstruct the images much faster than the classic methods we would use normally. So the Cosmic team is proposing a very efficient hybrid convolutional neural network architecture, and this neural network is called XPDNet. And it integrates both physics-based knowledge of MRI and key aspects of optimization into the correction process. So in 2020, the Cosmic team has been participating to the Brain Fast MRI Challenge organized by Facebook AI and NYU Langone Health Laboratory. And they earned the second place in this Brain Fast MRI Challenge. So you can find here the reproducible benchmark used for this Fast MRI Challenge. And just so you know, so the XPDNet training lasted for 1 week for each acceleration factor, and it's been running on NVIDIA Volta V100 GPU on French supercomputer. Okay, so I'll go through. So there is another major breakthrough in Neurospin team. So it's another team from Neurospin, still in brain modeling. And so this team objective is really to decipher the human connectome. So from the meso to the micro scale, and all this using extreme field diffusion MRI. So here you can see the 11.7 Tesla is coming from ESULT MRI I presented at the beginning. So we are facing to big data acquisition, of course, because those are really large data set to treat. And we're also facing to large scale simulation needs. So in here, for this project, we are using Medusa simulation, which is a code that is running on GPU and CPU supercomputers. We're also using Python to drive the Medusa simulation. And Medusa is or will be containerized. I need to check that. And we will implement a deep neural network trained. So I'll talk about that later, but you will see that we are here mixing really AI and HPC simulation to design a new model. So all this project is related to Human Brain Project, eBrain, and IDAS, which is a virtual laboratory gathering CEA and FZG currently. And so focus on Medusa. So Neurospin teams what they want to do is to access in vivo to the human cytoarchitecture. So basically, the cytoarchitecture is currently accessible only post-mortem. So the team really wants to access this data in vivo because that can help them to prevent diseases such as epilepsy, also design better treatment, drug design for specific disease, and against the primary objective here is to accelerate treatment to the patient and having a personalized treatment for the patient. So Neurospin developed a framework to simulate a human brain MRI from a real cytoarchitecture. So we have an existing databases of cytoarchitecture acquired postmortem, and the team really designed this HPC simulation. So from the cytoarchitecture, I get the simulated human brain MRI. And so Neurospin has been using the databases of cytoarchitecture and simulated MRI to train a neural network. And now they use this neural network to predict a cytoarchitecture from a simulated MRI. And now that this neural network is trained and accurate enough, we now execute inferences providing a simulated which is able to simulate a cytoarchitecture from a real MRI that we acquire in vivo. So now we are able, thanks to the neural network, when we get a real MRI from a patient, we make the inference with the neural network and we are able to retrieve a simulated cytoarchitecture. So we are able now, thanks to this method, to retrieve a cytoarchitecture from a patient, which was not possible before in vivo. So that's the kind of methods we implement in health and human brain at CEA. So another interesting meeting between several scientific fields at CEA is coming from IRIC team. So IRIC team is working at south of France at Grenoble in France. And the IRIG is a material science team. And what's interesting is when you have material science meeting biology community. So basically, IRIC team is developing Big DFT, and Big DFT is an open source software that everyone can download. And this framework is computing models total energy, charge density, and electronic structure of systems. So it is implementing density functional theory with pseudo potential. And biology community is using Big DFT to simulate full quantum mechanics properties of very large biologic systems. So such simulation, so this is possible thanks to some development that has been done recently by our team in Big DFT. And such simulations can show which part of a protein, for example, is active during an interaction with another molecule. So Big DFT is able to simulate many thousand atoms, and we can use such a simulation for drug design or antiviral molecule design, for example. And therefore, as a consequence, we've been using Big DFT for COVID-19 drug design research. So that's really interesting use of a material science code for designing a drug design. It's not necessarily expected. So thanks to Big DFT, we can characterize the behavior of biological systems by performing high throughput calculations of very, very large systems of using large protein datasets. And we can search, for example, which molecule, so that has been done for the COVID actually, but we can search which molecule can react with proteins on the surface of the COVID-19 virus. And that is a useful information when you want to design a drug or vaccine for the COVID-19. So, however, what you can see is that such simulations are producing very, very large data. And currently we are facing to analysis the need of having a efficient analysis of this large data set. So right now we are focusing on developing data mining framework and databases of this large produced data in order to extract, let's say, automatically relevant information. And so in the future, it will be also interesting to look at machine learning technique to select which molecule have the highest probability to react in this research. So if you are interested in this COVID-19 project and you have data mining and databases expertise, we would be very happy to collaborate with you. So another topic we have at the Fundamental Research Division, I was talking about that a little bit at the beginning of the talk, is AI to fight the cancer. So we are working with the SHFG, so this is the Frédéric Joliot Hospital Service, so basically a hospital. And this is a research center that is really dedicated to molecular and functional non-invasive imaging for clinical and preclinical research in many topics actually: oncology, neurology, neurodegenerative disease, and psychiatry also. We have a strong focus on psychiatry. So we have a research program to improve the quantitative performance of molecular imaging that you can see here, based on positron emission tomography, so PET and TEP in France. And in cancerology, this PET in English, is helping us to detect the cancer and its nature, what kind of cancer it is, how bad it is. And thanks to this detection, this personalized detection, we can adjust and improve the treatment for the patient. So this is really important to have an efficient PET image. We can really analyze this because this seriously improves the patient treatment. So for the PET imaging, we are using machine learning algorithms in order to improve the gamma photon detection on the patient data. And this is really dedicated to this PET imaging techniques. And so we currently have some good improvement of the cancer detection. And so another very large project we are dealing with at CEA that not really summarize everything, but somehow you can see that here the most important, the most valuable thing, let's say, is data. So we are trying to to sharing knowledge from all scientific domains in order to improve the models we have, the knowledge we have. And again, this is really important in health because this is a serious improvement for the patient. So we are interested in open data, and this is helping us to go through a personalized care. We really want to have one patient, one care, one design care. So for that, we are using several techniques. For example, IoT methods are helping us to improve this project. And the aim is to get what we call a digital patient. We use all medical data to build a digital avatar of our patient and design its personal treatment, thanks to IoT and machine learning and data analysis. So this project basically is numerics for Health Cloud, so N4H Cloud, And this project is collecting all health data in a sustainable way. So when I say health data, it's data coming from CEA, data coming from other French academic partners. It can also come from hospitals. Like really, we are trying to gather as much as possible health data. And that can be MRI, that can be blood analysis, that can be everything actually. And then we would like, through N4H Cloud, offer services to access and analyze this data. And we are offering for that a cloud infrastructure to collect and provide the data analytics capabilities, and researcher can access to supercomputing infrastructure through this cloud. So for the academic partners, we can compute on IREN Joliot-Curie computers at CEA TGCC Center. And for the industrial partners, you can compute through Cobalt supercomputer that is present at CCRT and really dedicated for industrial research. And I think with this project, I am done with the presentation. So thank you for your attention, and I would be happy to take questions. And please don't forget that we need help for databases and data analytics for COVID.